I want to talk about these women that go missing, and people in general that go missing. Uh, Man, if you see a girl, you know, a young woman that goes missing for more than, I'm going to say 7 days, maybe 10 days tops, and she's not heard from, that girl's dead. I mean, that girl's dead. I mean, Chandra Levy, remember how long they looked for her and they kept on calling her missing? Come on, y'all. Natalie Holloway, that girl's dead, man. And I know it sounds cruel to say, but, I mean, how long are you going to sit there and say somebody's missing? This girl, this Sergeant Peterson, his wife, that girl's dead. Man, in this information age, when you got TVs everywhere, you got the internet, if a girl's lost out in the woods for very long, she can be found very easily if she's alive and making noise at all. Natalie Holloway was off in Aruba. You telling me if she was alive somewhere, she wouldn't just walk into a bar and say, "Hey, here I am. Quit looking for me. The search is over." Oh, you think they just had her bound up somewhere in the basement and they're alive, but they're just not letting her out and about? No. Anybody that gets on TV almost is dead, because by the time they've gotten the TV story going real good, the thing's been developing for a few days, maybe a week. So these people are dead. I'm sorry. I know the families want to hang on to hope, but for the general public, I'll let the families, the families can deal with it how they need to deal with it. I would never make a judgment on what the families should do. But like this guy, this adventurer guy, Steve Fossier, or I don't even know, but he was flying around somewhere and all of a sudden his aircraft went missing. He was dead, and his wife knew he was dead, and she asked the court to please make a declaration that this guy's dead. Don't keep this going like he's alive. And, I'm not saying every family member should do that, but she acknowledged what all the rest of the general public should realize, and that is once a guy goes missing for 10 or 20 days and he's not heard from, he's dead. I mean, if a guy had like super survival skills, he could survive for a few weeks on worms or whatever and then walk out into the public, and he wouldn't be lost in the woods. He'd get out into the open and get back to civilization if he's a super survival guy. But if he hasn't made it back to civilization and he were to be out in the woods somewhere, he'd be dead. But of course, he came to a tragic end, however his airplane went down. And so, these missing people, 99% of the time, they're dead. Every once in a while, you'll get an Amber Alert where the alert will go out very early on, with the young children, and somebody will see the car driving along the highway, or they'll locate the child somehow. And the Amber Alert system is a good system. It saved a lot of kids. But once these people get on TV and they start getting chronicled day after day, and the case lengthens and lengthens, these people are dead. And I don't know, it just seemed like maybe we'd be better off if we'd realize it sooner rather than later than sitting on Larry King and Nancy Grace talking about it. I don't know, kind of a random thought, but the girls are usually dead.